Guy, how are you now? How are you coping up with the pandemic? What keeps you busy amidst the pandemic?
Yeah, look, I guess so many people are in different, they're at different um, levels of lockdown and all, and isolation and all those various stages that each country, finds them in. I just chatted, obviously with, like in Malaysia, they've just gone back into lockdown and they had a spike. And there's in Australia, we're actually we're in a good phase. In Sydney, we've been really good for a long time, like quite a long time. There's been no lockdowns or isolations. People are back at work. We've had almost zero cases for many months, and there was every state was good except for Victoria. Victoria had a bit of a situation that ended up in a lot of cases, and then no one could travel to or from Victoria, and they went into isolation for how long? Lockdown for like months and months. Yeah, so Victoria was kind of an anomaly over here, and then now they've had zero cases for
Mhm.
7 days in a row, as has most of Australia. I think today there was only one case, and it was in Western Australia, weirdly. But so we're kind of normal over here, except for we can't gather, in mass gatherings. We can't gather in close proximity. So I haven't been able to gig. I haven't done shows for months and months and months. I've done the odd kind of gig here and there, um, some online stuff and some TV stuff, but otherwise, yeah, I haven't really been able to tour, and I've only just announced a tour here that isn't until November next year. So it's like the longest time I've ever had to announce a tour. But yeah, we're doing an arena tour next year in November, and it's been really great. The response to the arena tour has been awesome, and it was I was so lucky because I just released my album and it went number one over here, and
Yeah.
in the same timing we released our tour. So then the tour has sold really well, and I think it's because people are desperate to just gather again and to be able to see live music and to be, amongst one another and just to freely roam around without fear and yeah, just be amongst one another. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that leads me to my next question, Guy, because despite the lockdown, despite the pandemic, you are busy promoting your album Truth. So let's talk about it. What is the album all about?
it's it's a mix of a whole lot of stuff. I think the title Truth is really it's pointing towards, the fact that the album is really an honest summary and an honest account of the last few years, and it's I guess a pretty authentic musical reflection of what I've gone through in the last few years, what people around me have gone through, and really just what has transpired over the last 3 years. There's been some beautiful moments, like some incredible moments, and so there's some really happy songs on the album, and songs about love, and songs about just kind of getting your groove back on, and like I wrote a song that in my mind I wrote it right in the thick of COVID. It's called Only Thing Missing, and it's almost like the song I was writing when I was imagining people getting out of the pandemic and wanting to like go to a club again and dance, and then I've got songs, I guess, that for me represent, yeah, like real victorious moments. I won Song of the Year for last year at the Arias, which was like, I've never won that award before. It was like really, in Australia it's like a really coveted award to win, and I won that in the same year that Dance Monkey was released. So I thought I had no chance, and it was like a really cool cool award to win. But it was such a beautiful moment. So there's been all these great happy moments, and that's reflected on the album with some of the more up tempo stuff. But then it's been really challenging in certain ways as well. You know, I lost a very dear friend to mental health, and he was in our band. He was an incredible person and incredibly talented as well. That was very difficult to process, and you know, loss of a family member. We had yeah, just some things to kind of get through, and some other personal challenges that made things a bit more interesting. And then I went through a very difficult management split, which was probably one of the toughest things to get through. And it doesn't sound like that it's that dramatic, but I was with this manager for almost 12 years, and you know, our families were best friends. Our kids were best friends, our wives were best friends, and it was a really tough move to make, because you are so close to your manager as an artist. Like, they know everything about you, like all your weaknesses, all of the things that can make you cry in a drop of a hat, all the things,
Yeah.
everything they know about you. And then it turned really kind of awful and nasty, and I found some things, and then he ended up getting arrested on 61 charges of fraud.
Oh, that.
And that just happened not too long ago, and so yeah, it was all looking back through all of those times and all of those gigs and things that I never got paid for, and like, it's not even a money thing, it's just the betrayal of that friendship and that relationship more than anything else, to be honest. That was the thing that
Yeah.
was really tough, and it sort of puts you in a very weird place as an artist. You just don't know who to trust, you don't know what you're doing it for, and you just like can't believe it. It was dark for a little while, and then I
Yeah.
got this beautiful team that I've got now. They're all incredibly powerful, intelligent women that are just so they're so great for my life and my wife, and yeah, I'm lucky because I was able to trust again and able to open myself up to find great team members who yeah, they've turned everything around for me, and so it's interesting interesting few
Yeah.
years.
I guess that's the main factor or the main meaning of your album Truth, no? Because in these trying times where information or misinformation, disinformation is so rampant, how important to tell and to show the truth in
Exactly.
everything, in every individual.
Well, I think truth is a really powerful word, but it's also it can be it can be a very difficult friend to trust in, because the truth isn't always immediate, and sometimes we all go through things in life, and it might be a relationship breakup, it might be something in business, or someone doing the wrong thing by you, but you stand by what you believe is the honest truth, and you hear things like truth will come out in the end, or truth will be your best friend, or truth, um, you know, what are some other truth cliches? I've mentioned them so often now, but truth will set you free. All of those things, like, so all the cliches and sayings tell you to trust truth. But when you're going through the fire and through the process, sometimes there's so many lies that can be told, and there's so many things that can be said about you that you just have to stomach, and you just have to ride that wave. And what I've learned in my short life is that sometimes it takes a long time for truth to come to your rescue. But if you have faith in truth, and if you just live the most honest life you can live, it really is such an easier way to live. It's a much less
Okay.
complicated way to live. And yeah, powerful
Yeah,
word.
that's good. Guy, you've been in the industry for almost 2 decades now, since you won the Idol back in 2003. How does it feel that up to this very day, your music still, resonate through a lot of people, through a lot of your fans?
It's miraculous to me. It's been 17 years since Idol, and uh, I've done almost 10 albums. I've done 9.5 albums, 9 albums and an EP. And like, I pinch myself, if I'm being honest. Like, I cannot believe, like, probably the last 2-3 years have been, in my life, the most like successful that I've ever been in my career. Definitely here in Australia and like places around the world. I've been, kind of resonating in a few places around the world, like Netherlands and some other places that I'd never thought my music could get played. And it's just been amazing. Like, I was lucky enough to have
Yeah.
it. One of my songs went platinum in the US, like with Battle Scars. And
Yes.
I think what it's taught me is that, there's a song on the album called Before I Go. And it's a song that basically just says, no one should decide when your time is over. No one should decide
Oh,
when the peak of your life is. Like, it's for you to decide, and it's for you to grab the steering wheel and drive through this life at your pace when you want to. And yeah, that song was like a big fight song for me, and it really fueled me to keep going, and fueled me. And I wrote that really because I'm a firm believer in that. I've seen it happen my whole life. I never thought that I'd be a singer, full stop. I was told I didn't have the
that's
look.
good.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Guy, have you visited the Philippines already? Or
I
I
have,
think you visited the Philippines.
I've been there twice, yeah, but only to Manila.
Yeah.
So I really want to
Yeah, okay.
get to other places.
So, yeah, you're such a big star here in the Philippines as well. So who are are you looking forward to collaborate with any Filipino artists anytime or the sooner?
I was thinking about that this morning, literally this morning, and I would, I would love to work with my label over there. I'm with Sony over there, and who do you suggest? Who do you think I should collaborate with?
Oh my God, we have good artists here, but Sony handles one of the best OPM bands in the Philippines. That's Ben and Ben. I think you can do a good collaboration with Ben and Ben. And I think Sony Music can work on that.
Chen saying, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's hook this up, Chen. Like, I'll jump. I'm in my studio. We can write something together and connect. I would definitely do that."
Yeah, Guy, what is your message to your Filipino fans right now? Because we've loved so much about you. We love your music. What is your message to your Filipino fans?
Well, Philippines has become like one of my biggest markets. They're like, literally, I'm blown away by the support that I've had over there. And I think the biggest message is that I cannot wait to get back over. It's honestly one of my biggest goals is to get back to the Philippines. And the minute I can get over there, I'm heading over, because if I'm being honest, I didn't know I had so much support in the Philippines until like just the last couple of years. I'm blown away. And so I really need to get back over there, and I really need to, tour and play shows. Like, it's definitely coming. So I'm not just one of those artists that are saying that. I will come there for sure once we can travel again, and hopefully a vaccine or something will be available soon and I can travel.
Yeah, if there's one hit song that you would like to dedicate for the Filipino fans, what would that be? And can you sing a few lines of it?
Of course, I think probably "Standing With You" is a song at the moment. I know, COVID's been pretty devastating, in all parts of the world, but definitely in Philippines. I know it's been pretty tough for you guys over there. So I want to dedicate that to my fans, and I can't wait to stand with them really soon in person. All right, I'll sing a little bit of it. Actually, maybe I'll take it over to the piano one second. Oh, can you hold that, Lozzie? Is that all right? I'm standing with you tonight. Oh, I'll be the voice in your ear, quietly destroying your fear. Oh, you won't even know that I'm here, but I'm standing with you tonight. Oh, I'll be the pill for your pain, until the clouds have run out of rain. Close enough, but just out of sight. I'm standing together with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so heartwarming. That's so
Thank
heartwarming,
you.
Guy. You know what,
Pleasure.
Guy? Your top song, I think, "Angels Brought Me Here," is really a hit song here in the Philippines, and most of the Filipino contestants sing that song during the finale of a grand finals or of any
Yeah.
competition. So that
I,
song, Stan, it's so nice to hear.
thank you. I've seen that so much over there. It's not a song that I always play, but I've been playing it like in my shows recently. But it's one that I will always love. It represents a very special moment for me.
Yeah, if you could see what I see, you're the answer to my prayer. Thank you so much,
My
Guy,
pleasure,
for
man.
your
You're awesome.
time.
You're
Thank you
awesome,
so
man.
much. Keep
Thank
safe
you, man.
down south and looking forward to see you here in Manila when this pandemic is over.
Yes. Can you make it go away, please?